Let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. And so, for those of us who've just rolled out of bed, our minds really haven't had time to catch up. So it's in a way, it's a perfect time to meditate because you're awake, but you haven't yet engaged maybe with emails or the world, maybe just your own little home and the garden and whatever's around you. So for those of you who are sitting in a chair with the feet down, this is a really good opportunity to connect with the earth, with the soles of your feet. These feet that keep us moving forward. Feel the weight of the legs in the ankles and the sits bones in your chair. Just align your shoulders with your hips and your ears with the shoulders as best you can. And imagine your beautiful spine is this string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head. And just lengthen, putting some space in between the vertebrae. And maybe your hands are resting on your thighs. Maybe your hands are in the traditional meditation posture. Just feel the weight of your hands or your arms on your legs. So just make sure we're in our body. So just think of, bringing your mind to the same place your body is. And then go to the crown of the head and just notice if there's any sensation there. And maybe relax the scalp, the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, the back of the tongue, the jaw, the back of the head, and the back of the neck. And allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. And bring your mind to the breath. Just notice your consciousness to the sensations of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And then just be aware of any sounds that are in your environment, or even coming from outside of your home or apartment. And just allow those sounds to be there, just trying not to follow with the mind. And just notice now what's arising in the mind, and just try and put some space in between all the thoughts and the feelings and the kind of the blah, blah, blah that's in there. And then maybe, put a few labels to those thoughts. So some of it could be, regret, or maybe you're having feelings of confusion or some anxiety, or here I am ruminating. And just really take a step back and look, be curious. And as the thoughts are arising and you're watching them, just allow them, let them abide for a while. And then the trick is not to engage, not to follow the story, not to get caught up in the story. I mean, particularly when we're future tripping, because it probably isn't true even, or may not even happen. But just take a step back and look as if you're an objective, scientist, curious, no judgment. And then bring to mind some people of our life. And we do have some people in our life that we're particularly close to. Some of these relationships just kind of pop up out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere. Some of them develop over years. But just bring to mind a loved one. And then maybe there's a person in your life who you have a bit of aversion for, or distrust for, or difficulty with in some way. And then there's our strangers. Just know that regardless of how you feel, these relationships can shift and change. So that stranger could become a very, very dear friend. That one you don't like could also become a very dear friend. So regardless of how you feel about these people right now, they're all equal in their wish to be happy, and their wish to be free from suffering, and having this extraordinary capacity for Buddhahood. So then we'll do this meditation on Chenrezig, also known as Avalokiteshvara, although I have gets kind of intermingled in the texts. Four-armed Chenrezig is usually Chenrezig, and then the standing thousand-armed Chenrezig is often referred to as Avalokiteshvara. Anyway, Buddha of compassion. So now imagine you've got these, you've already brought to mind the people of your life. So now imagine space around you is filled with beings, and they're all around you, and they're extending out into the horizon. And you can think about all the fish in the ocean, the birds in the forest, the tiny, 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 impossibly small insects. I mean, how on earth do they live for more than an hour in this environment? Well, some of them are so small, we're breathing them in. But just imagine the little lizards, the snakes, the dogs, the cats, your people. Take your mind out to the highway or to the underground, the metro, the BART, as we call it here. So, one way to meditate like this is to imagine your parents and your family members are next to you, beside you. And then you have, maybe your best friends, your closest buddies are behind you as a support. And then the people that you don't get along with are in front of you. And Venerable Rabina would always talk about eyeball to eyeball. So it's up to you whether they're facing in or facing out, I guess. That's just one way to look at it. I think if they're facing in, you can just see them a little bit better. And then strangers all around, all with those sentient beings, all pervading space. So first of all, bring to mind your parents and your family and your very, very dear friends, your loved ones, your best friends, the work colleagues that you love. And then, so we know about all their issues and their problems and their this and their that. And it's not very hard for us to open our hearts to their psychological and physical problems. And we know, because we see them suffering, we don't want them to suffer, that we want them to be free from suffering. And just think how wonderful it would be if they were free and could enjoy the peace and bliss of enlightenment. And now think of the people that you don't like so much, or the people who've hurt you. And imagine their suffering. So this is a little harder to open our hearts to these people. Their physical pain and their discomfort, their feelings of loneliness and insecurity, their fear, their dissatisfaction. Just like you, they don't want to be unhappy. They don't want problems. But often, there's some people in this world who are often not really well liked, sometimes due to some kind of behavioral thing. Maybe they just keep cheating people. Maybe they make fun of people. But and that, can you imagine how they're feeling? They're probably lonely. Doesn't mean to say you need to invite them home for dinner or bring them into your house if they're, not safe. But just think, as long as a mind is confused and ignorant of reality, it's not going to ever find peace. So, as Venerable Charles was saying in our Nunes on the weekend, open your heart. Don't leave anyone behind. Everyone comes with. Open your heart to the people that you normally feel irritation or anger, and imagine them hopping on the bus with you. So now expand your awareness to take on the troubles and the pain of other human beings and of animals, insects, birds. So these feelings of suffering and happiness and pain are experiences that are, mental. They're impermanent. And they change. So it's really, this idea that we need to, all of us, try and develop our own minds. And in order to do that, we need to be aware of what's going on inside. So I feel strongly that we do this meditation in order to be able to increase our own awareness of our own minds and take responsibility, and then make a strong wish to do this in order to be able to help others. So imagine above the crown of your head and facing the same way as you is this Chenrezig, this manifestation of pure, unobstructed compassion, love, and wisdom. And his body is made of this beautiful white light, transparent and radiant. He has a beautiful smiling face. He radiates love to you and all those people of your life. He has 4 arms. The first 2 hands are together at his heart and hold a jewel that fulfills all wishes. His second 2 are raised to the level of his shoulders. The right hand is holding a crystal rosary and the left a white lotus. And he's sitting on a white moon disc on an open lotus with his legs crossed in the full lotus posture. So each foot over the opposite thigh. And he's wearing exquisite silks and precious jewels. And as I was saying in the Tara meditation, Annie Tenzin Lama's teacher in India had mentioned that the jewels are not just regular jewelry that you put on that's all kind of sparkly. First of all, it's made of light, this whole image, but they are representations of the virtue of these beings, which is kind of like, emanation of the virtue just manifesting as this beautiful adornments. So imagine, just as best you can, this image above your head. Try and stabilize it. And if it's difficult for you to imagine this, just imagine you have a beautiful ball of compassionate white light above the crown of your head. And if you find that difficult, it's just enough to know it's there. And stay relaxed and comfortable and open to Chenrezig's serene, peaceful, and very loving, compassionate energy. So now we just make a strong wish from our heart, an aspiration to overcome all of our misconceptions, all of our delusions, and develop pure love and compassion for all beings. This is actually quite a task, because we're so happy to love the ones we want to. This idea of loving everybody equally, it's not easy. And so even just to have a wish to be able to do that, that might not even be easy. But just try. And really feel in this way you're connecting with your own true nature, your own highest potential. So in response to your request, Chenrezig very lovingly sends streams of white light, filling every cell and atom of your body. And this light purifies all of your negativities and problems, all of your past harmful actions, and your potential to give harm in the future. as we recite the mantra, Chenrezig. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Excuse me. Now imagine the light comes again. You can imagine golden light this time if you want. Fills you completely and is filling you with this limitless love and compassion. And your body feels light and blissful, and your mind peaceful and clear as we recite the mantra again. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And imagine also the light from Chenrezig is radiating out to every living being and purifying their negative energy and filling them with bliss. We can recite the mantra again and do that. Om Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. And it's easy to send out love and compassion and kindness to the ones we love. And imagine that's also going out to the ones you don't, to the strangers. Now imagine Chenrezig dissolving into white light. And this flows down through the crown of your head and reaches your heart chakra. And your mind merges indistinguishably with the mind of Chenrezig. And you experience complete tranquility and bliss. So whenever you can practice this on your own when we're finished or at another time. So just try and hold this space for yourself. And then as your mind starts to get active and move around, bored, restless, just know that this is not who you really are. This is not your real self. Just try and bring your attention back again and again to the experience of being one with the qualities of Chenrezig's mind, infinite love, and infinite compassion. Well, let's just relax and dedicate all the positive energy we've created this morning to all those people of our life and, by extension, all sentient beings. Okay. Lots of love, everybody. Thank you so much. I will see some of you this evening. Okay. Thank you for hosting, Mary.